Everybody sing that shit.
Fury ordered to lose more weight ahead of next heavyweight bout. Tyson Fury is under orders to lose yet more poundage and brace himself for a real heavyweight opponent when he makes his second reappearance, in Belfast this summer. Saturday night's first fight of the Gypsy King's comeback bore such close resemblance to an arranged marriage that the kissing couple paused during their brief encounter to watch a livelier altercation among their guests outside the ring. The result, the waving of a white towel in the opposite corner before the start of the fifth round, was a foregone conclusion which made the betting odds of 1,000 on a Fury victory seem positively generous. So much smaller, lighter, overpowered, overawed and overmatched was the hitherto unknown Fury that the aged Albanian cruiserweight had no more chance of beating Fury than our family cat of winning Crufts. Fury would have been in the doghouse had the people not known he had gone almost barking with depression during the near 1,000 days of drug abuse and booze binging since his amazing wresting of the unified world heavyweight crown from the long-reigning Vladimir Klitschko. Given all his psychological traumas, the near 15,000 crowd in the Manchester arena were prepared to smile upon the pag-like clowning which betrayed the nerves he admitted suffering before what felt like another debut. Promoter Frank Warren knows there would be reduced public tolerance of a repeat performance. Fury was still carrying excess blubber despite shedding 8 stones and Warren said, Tyson needs to lose even more weight before he fights on Carl Frampton's card at Windsor Park on August 18th. He is also aware there will be a higher caliber opponent. We didn't try to kid anyone that Fury was anything other than someone to help him ease into his comeback. Taking off all those stones in less than 3 months is physically draining and he also had to start shaking off the ring rust after such a long layoff. The clamor for Fury to set about regaining the several belts he gave over to Anthony Joshua will be resisted until next summer. Tyson needs more time and more fights, says Warren. In any event, Joshua, WBC champion Deontay Wilder and even WBA regular title holder Manuel Charr, who failed to materialize at ringside as promised, are otherwise occupied until then. Not least with each other in the case of ancient bronze bomber Wilder. Nor is Fury likely to take up Tony Bellew's challenge next. Fury says, after this one against Fury I need a big heavyweight, not another small opponent. One step at a time, counsels Warren. Although the next one must be over a higher hurdle than Fury, who at 10 inches shorter and more than 4.5 stone lighter was dwarfed by the 6 feet 9 inches and 19th Street 10 pounds Manchester traveler. So pleased was Fury to see Fury that he planted a smacker on his cheek before the off, then another when it all came to a premature end. For most of the time between those gestures Fury pranced and postured, grinned and grimaced. He also held his arms wide by way of inviting Fury to hit him if he could. Which he couldn't. Referee Phil Edwards was not as amused as most of the fans. He instructed Fury to stop playing the comedian and start being a fighter again in earnest. He chastised them both most severely when they stopped boxing altogether to watch the brawl in the hall. Fury said, I was enjoying myself so much. I loved being back in the big time, beneath the big lights, in front of a big crowd. He might have added, under the big top. It was a circus until he opened up in the 4th. He ended that round with an uppercut so solid that Fury chose to quit on his stool. That, said Warren, was my only real disappointment. I thought he could and should have continued. Fury said, I could have knocked him out in the first 10 seconds. But I was saving him for the 5th, which was the round I had told everyone I would stop him. Anyway, a win is a win. This was the 26th of his undefeated, interrupted career. No doubt the 27th will be forthcoming in that Belfast football ground. Fury said he would fight Joshua tomorrow. Which purely in the context of no damage sustained and little energy expended on Saturday, he could. It's all about entertainment, says Fury. But as Warren knows, it takes more than a few belly laughs to win world titles.